Hello, guys. Today I'll be answering your questions. I'll be honest, I was maybe expecting a little bit more people to leave questions, but I mean, it's all good. Anyways, our first batch of questions come from Bud Langley. Congrats, man, you deserve it. Thank you. His first question is, what do you think about Impending Doom? I think they're okay. I mean, they're nothing that really their music doesn't really grab me all that much, but I still think they're okay though. Second question, what's your favorite cereal? I don't really have a favorite, honestly, but I do like Cheerios. I do like Cracklin' Oat Bran, Mini Wheats. I do like Frosted Flakes. I am a little bit kind of sick of Frosted Flakes lately, but I do like them though. Crave is pretty good too. What else? Well, anyways, those come to mind. But next question, if you could only listen to one metal album, what would it be? That is a tough one. I'd maybe go with Ride the Lightning by Metallica. I don't know. That's a tough one because I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. But for the sake of answering the question, maybe I'll go with Ride the Lightning. But yeah, again, tough one. Next question, what do you think about bands outside of the big four of thrash metal? I'll be honest, I only listen to one band outside of the big four, and that is Overkill. The others I'm not really heavily into, or at least not yet. But yeah, I love Overkill. Definitely an underrated band for sure. But that album, I Hear Black, I think that's a really underrated album from them. I mean, it is more focused on groove than speed, but I don't know. I really like I Hear Black. But other bands, you have Testament. I like what I've heard from them, and same with Exodus. There's Nuclear Assault. Who else? Death Angel? Maybe I'm thinking of a different band, but maybe that's the one I'm thinking about. But yeah, when it comes to thrash outside of the big four, I do like what I've heard so far. Next question and final question from Bud. What is your favorite rock band? Oh wow, another tough one. Maybe Linkin Park due to nostalgia, but I don't know. That's a tough one though. Because I also really like Faith No More too. I don't know. That's a tough one. But let's go ahead and move on to the next batch of questions. Thank you for your questions, Bud. So our next batch of questions are from Zach D Productions. Congratulations, man. Thank you. His first question is any bands you're looking to dive into? Besides Candlemass, I know there's an industrial metal band I wanted to check out more of, but I can't remember the name right at the moment. There are probably some other bands out there, but I'm drawing a blank right now. But Candlemass, I'm going to have to throw in there because I find doom metal to be kind of interesting from what I've heard, but yeah, I can't think of many bands, but I know there's more out there. I'm just blanking out right now. Next question, would you be okay if In Flames retired right now? Honestly, yeah. I mean, it's clear that they have no desire to return to their roots, or they've either forgotten what they were originally from, or they forgot what their defining sound was. But yeah, again, I'd personally would be okay if they retired right now, even though ending your discography with an album like Eye of the Mask, not the strongest way to bow out, but still a decent album though. Next question, some underrated Megadeth songs in your opinion. My Last Words, Looking Down the Cross, Mary Jane, 502, Bad Omen, Good Morning Black Friday, Five Magics, Take No Prisoners, This Was My Life, Psychotron, Captive Honor, Family Tree. What is that other song called? Oh, Elysian Fields. That's the one I was thinking of. Maybe FFF. I like how how upbeat that one is. I'll Be There is pretty cool. Definitely different, but I think it's kind of underrated. I kind of like it. Yeah, and when it comes to the more modern era, I guess, 1,000 Times Goodbye, Bullet in the Brain, Dancing in the Rain, We the People. I mean, I can go on and on, but those are some songs that come to mind. What are some of the most annoying fan bases you know of? Probably Five Finger Death Punch, because some of their fans kind of make me cringe a little bit. I'd maybe throw Ghosts in there, but I don't know if I'd say they're annoying. It's just there seems to be a lot of bias within their fan base. I mean, they like really praise them like really high and all that. Oh, they're gods. No. And I'm not saying all the fans, but some of them though. But I don't know. I can't think of very many, but those are some bands that come to mind. For the next Killswitch Engage album, would you like to see them try something a little bit more different / experimental, or would you rather them stick to what they usually offer? I think I'd like them to experiment more personally. What would I want them to experiment with? I'd probably say prog. I mean, Trivium have shown that they can experiment with prog and do it well. I'd be interested in seeing Killswitch Engage do that. See them take a stab at that, but I'd also be open for them to experiment with more extreme, the more extreme side of metal, maybe. But the main reason I'm saying that is because of how great Bite the Hand That Feeds is. But yeah, again, I'm gonna have to go with different / experimental. Next, do you think Queensryche will ever come out with another album that tops The Verdict? Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, The Verdict to me kind of feels like maybe a new chapter for Queensryche, because with that album, I kind of noticed that maybe Tyler Torrey has more how can I put this? You can kind of hear more of his influences in the sound than compared to the previous albums that had him. Of course, those being Condition Human and the self-titled. So I don't know. Who knows what they'll do next? But yeah, I think it's possible for them to top The Verdict, though. Even though The Verdict is an excellent album and still holds up for me today. Next we have our next question: what are some bands you love that are also overrated? I mean, you'd be in denial to not say Metallica. So yeah, Metallica, of course. Maybe Shinedown. Some people think they're like the best thing ever in modern rock, and I mean they're one of the best, but number one, nah. But they're still really good though. I mean, Leave a Whisper is still an excellent album, and along with some other albums they have. Yeah, I can't think of very many though. I know there's more, but we'll just stop there. But the next question: least favorite metal subgenre? Maybe Viking or folk metal or black metal. It'd have to be one of those two for sure. Because with black metal, I'm just not a big fan of the vocal style. Even though Immortal has had their moments with me that I've enjoyed, but yeah, it'd have to be either black metal or folk / Viking metal or whatever. But favorite vocalist in Black Sabbath? Oh, Ozzy, man, definitely Ozzy. I mean, that stuff with Dio is great. Same with Tony Martin. I mean, the only era that I'm not the biggest fan of with Black Sabbath is the Glenn Hughes era, which was only one album, Seventh Star. He has a decent voice, but I don't think he really fit that well, just in my opinion, though. But he's still a decent singer, though. I mean, the guy can sing for sure. Next question: most underrated Led Zeppelin songs in your opinion? T for One, Carouselambra, if I said that correctly. What else? You Shook Me. What else? Maybe Tangerine. I might put that in there, maybe. I don't know. There isn't really many. There isn't very many. Maybe Custard Pie. But yeah, those are some songs that come to mind for me with Led Zeppelin. And What are underrated songs? Thoughts on electronic music? I'm not into it, but if it's mixed with like rock and metal, then I don't mind it though. If it's mixed with rap, hit or miss, but there are some moments that I don't mind, or songs that I don't mind. But yeah, electronic music, if it's mixed with something else, then I don't mind it. But if it's just by itself, then I'm not into it. Who do you prefer, Rush or Yes? Rush. Are there any bands you're slowly losing interest in? I don't know. I can't really think of any at the moment. Yeah, I can't think of any. Thoughts on Dio's solo music? I've only heard a few of his songs, and I do like what I heard from those songs, but I haven't heard enough to say that I'd be interested enough to be a fan or anything like that. But from what I've heard from his solo stuff, I do like though. Next question. How would you feel if Jeff came back to Queensryche and the next album was Operation Mindcrime 3? No. No, don't do that. Nope. No. Honestly, I think Jeff Tate. Honestly, I don't want him. I don't want him to come back because honestly, his vocals are not as great right nowadays. I mean, he can sing decently, I guess, nowadays. But honestly, the way his vocals are right now do not compare to Tyler Torrey's right now. So, no, I don't want him to come back. Great singer, but as of right now, no. So top 3 favorite fast food / restaurants of all time. Well, I have to put McDonald's in there because that's just one of those places where, I mean, the food just doesn't get old. Well, yeah, it's debatable, but I'll put McDonald's in there. Maybe Arby's. I love Arby's. I mean, those roast beef sandwiches are really good. I mean, I really like Pan Express. I really like Cafe Inn. Huh. So maybe McDonald's, Arby's, and Cafe Inn. But I don't know. That could change at any time. My favorites can change at any time. But next question. Do you think being on YouTube and creating content has helped you as a person in any way? Yeah, it's helped me be, I'd say it's helped me be more, I guess, expressive about who I am and what I like and all that. And it's probably improved my social skills maybe. I mean, I'll be honest with my classes right now. I don't talk to really anybody, but because, I mean, you're always constantly busy and doing something in the class anyways. But, yeah, I would say that with my YouTube channel, I've definitely noticed maybe some improvement with my overall social skills and how I approach people and talk to them and all that. But, yeah. Next question. What are 5 bands you'd want to see live? I would say Linkin Park, but man, why does Chester have to be gone? I mean, his death really got me because he was a singer that I really looked up to. So seeing him go really, really got me good. But yeah, I have to. But yeah, Korn, Metallica. Oh, I'd love to see System of a Down. Rush, but of course they're retired, so maybe I won't count them. So who else? I would maybe say Van Halen, but at the same time, David Lee Roth's vocals are really shot nowadays, so I don't know if I want to sit through that. Correct. Who else? Well, Trivium. I have to put Trivium in there. Who else? Crud. Oh, maybe Alice in Chains. But yeah, there's many that I can think of, but narrowing it down to 5, that's tough. But I know Korn would have to be in there for me because of how much they mean to me and how they were a big part of the early part of my musical journey. But what are your thoughts on music fans who only stick with the band's newer material? That kind of makes me roll my eyes a little bit because, like, I mean, if you're acting like that, then you're most likely not a real fan. Because, I mean, it does not take that much effort to check out older stuff. I mean, we have many ways to check out older music or whatever, like YouTube, iTunes, and all that. So there's really no excuse. Oh, I'm constantly busy. Well, I mean, if you have the time to go on Facebook and Twitter, then I'm sure you have the time to check out music. But anyways, thoughts on AC/DC? I think they're insanely overrated, but good band. I just think insanely overrated and maybe a little too samey for me. But again, I'd say they're a good band overall. When do you think the next Tool album will be released? Maybe 2025. I don't know. That's a tough one. I doubt they're going to do the 13-year thing again. But hey, you never know. But if I were to make a guess, maybe 2025 or 26, maybe. I don't know. It's a tough call though. But yeah, either 24 or 25 or 26. So if Pantera continued releasing music in the 2000s, what do you think it would have been like, or what would you like to have seen? I could see them maybe experimenting more a little bit, but at the same time still maintaining that heaviness. In terms of what I would have loved to see, probably see them maybe explore more into more extreme metal. I mean, they did that on Great Southern Trendkill, but to go even heavier, even deeper to the more extreme side of things. But I don't know. That's a good question, though. Would you say making friends in college is harder than making friends in high school? Absolutely, because with college you have more. Yeah, the range of ages are definitely a lot more spread out and scattered, and you have people that are just, I don't know, people tend to stick with their own friend groups. I mean, you can say that with other schools and all that, but I don't know, people are really more focused on just the education and doing their work and then going home maybe, rather than making friends, I guess, maybe. But when it comes to that, it really depends on the person. But yeah, I do think it's harder in college for sure. But indoors or outdoors? Outdoors, if it's warm or hot, well, maybe it depends when it comes to hot, but outdoors if it's really nice, but of course if it's cold or whatever, or snowing or whatever, definitely indoors. But I don't know, it's maybe a tie for me. I do like being outside though, but I also like being inside too in the comfort of my home. And then last question, do you know or met any bands personally? Nope. I think I know you have, if I remember correctly, but no, I haven't, unfortunately. I hope I do one day. But sad thing is, I would have loved to meet Chester Bennington, because he was someone I really looked up to when I was younger. But of course, he's not with us anymore. But yeah, there were many bands that I would love to meet personally. Korn being one of them. There'd be so much that I would say to them, but yeah, no, I haven't met anyone personally when it comes to bands. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Thank you for your question, Zach. Max Palmer says, congrats, brother. Happy for you. Thanks, man. Feeding the Machine Red, 2605. Well done, MJ. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Here are my questions. What bands would you cry about if they call it quits? Ooh, well, Korn. Maybe Slipknot. I mean, they were another band that I got into when I was younger too. Oh, Deftones for sure. Absolutely. 3 Days Grace, maybe. I don't know. I mean, they were one of the first bands I'd ever gotten into, so the nostalgia is a little bit strong there, but I don't know if I'd cry about them though. But I don't know. I'm not much of a crier. I mean, it takes a lot to get me to cry. But I mean, some people might say something about that, but whatever. But I know Korn is one that would definitely get me though, because I mean, I've been a fan of them for such a long time. Seeing them retire would just that would get me for sure. Would you say that the Christian rock slash metal scene is underappreciated, especially with bands like Red and slash or Demon Hunter? Yes, absolutely. There's definitely some great talent in Christian rock slash metal. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of it, but I do hear the talent though. I mean, especially with certain bands like Red. But yeah, underappreciated. Yeah, for sure. Deeply underappreciated. I don't know. Maybe just underappreciated. But yeah. What's an album that you love that most people hate? I don't know if I'd love Release the Panic, but I do like that album though. And I know many people don't like that album, or many fans. But what else? I don't. I think Saint Anger is not as bad as people make it out to be. I can maybe put that album in there. I don't know. When it comes to like actually loving an album that most people hate, there isn't very many though. But yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank here. But yeah, those are some albums that come to mind at the moment. But would you do an album rank video for As I Lay Dying? Maybe. I mean, there are some albums that do go back and forth, but I would try to attempt at doing that though, because I know what at least my top three would be, and I know what would be at the bottom too. But next question: what do you think is going on with Linkin Park these days? Well, I think they're on a hiatus actually, but I think they're doing their own things, trying to. I guess maybe they're still recovering from Chester's death, but I mean, if they get a new singer, I'll still support them and be a fan and all that. But them taking a break right now, I totally understand. But yeah, I think they're just doing a hiatus right now and just spreading their wings a little bit, dipping their toes into other music maybe, or other things in general maybe. But yeah, what do you think of In Flames' fans who say Battles is better than Justice Race? I think those fans, I mean, they're probably the fans that are, well, they're either newer fans or they just are maybe too afraid of the heavier stuff, or they just don't have a clue about what In Flames really is, which that can really get under people's, under fans' skins for sure. But, yeah. I mean, there is a bit of cringe with those type of fans, but it is what it is. What is your favorite food? That's tough, but I know pizza and sushi would have to be in there, at least top 3 or top 5. What is your favorite store? Maybe Walmart because it has it all, but I don't know. But yeah, maybe Walmart. Thanks for your questions, Feeding the Machine. Let's move on to Ravan. Any metal subgenres you'd like to get into in the near future? Doom metal and industrial metal. Those are the two that immediately come to mind. I know you've been checking out some Immortal. How would you rank the albums you've heard so far? Sons of Northern Darkness is at the top, and then right behind is At the Heart of Winter. Oh, I'm trying to remember the album titles. Maybe the debut album, either the debut album or Damned in Black. I know some Immortal fans apparently that album is towards the bottom for most people, but I like Damned. I remember enjoying Damned in Black. And then behind that album, Battles in the North, and then Blizzard Beasts. I think that's all the albums. I think I named all the albums that I heard. The only ones I haven't heard are All Shall Fall and Northern something Chaos. I can't remember what that recent album's called, but maybe Norwegian. I can't remember, but yeah, that would be my ranking. Sons of Northern Darkness is really good though. Next question: what are your thoughts on metal and rock bands incorporating elements of other genres into their sound? I like this. I think it opens more doors for people who are not rock and metal listeners to. These type of bands can be good gateway bands. I mean, a good gateway band, in my opinion, is Linkin Park because of the rap element in their music. But you can maybe say Slipknot's a good gateway band, and maybe All That Remains could be another good one too, maybe because of the melody. But yeah, I'm definitely all for exploring other genres or experimenting with other genres. But I mean, as long as you don't do a full 180 and just go straight into a different genre, one more light. But yeah, yeah, I definitely, again, I'm totally open for rock bands incorporating more styles and genres and all that. Least favorite foods. I know I'm going to get hate for this, but wow, I just totally forgot what it's called. Oh man, crud! I can't remember what it's called. I had the food in my head. I had the name of the food in my head, but I totally forgot what it's called. Oh, Alfredo. I hate Alfredo. I just can't get into it at all. So Alfredo. What else? Um, I don't know. I know there's more out there. I'm just blanking out right now. But oh, I don't like American cheese. Um, crud. Oh, I don't like tomatoes. Um, wow, I'm surprised that I'm drawing a blank on this question of all questions. But yeah, those are some that come to mind. And his final question: what's your favorite and least favorite holiday? My favorite is maybe Christmas. My least favorite, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the one that costs you the most money. I don't know. But that's a good question, though. But yeah, thanks for your questions, Ravan. And finally, the last batch of questions from Max Palmer. What do you think about the band Framing Hanley? They just released a new album. They're okay, but I don't know. I don't think they're really that interesting as in general, but they're okay. If you started a band, what would the band name be, and who would influence your sound? Band name. Wow. Well, if I think of a band name right now, we're going to be here all day, so we're just going to skip that. But who would influence your sound? Definitely Linkin Park, probably Korn, maybe Trivium because of the prog element in their music and the heavy intensity in their music too, or at least with certain songs. Metallica, of course. Probably some Rush, some like classic rock and all that. But yeah, there'd be many bands that influence the sound. Just trying to think of how to incorporate all these styles into one would be the tough thing to do, of course. But those are some bands that would come to mind. Favorite Eminem song? It'd have to be something from the Eminem show, but I'm honestly not sure. Favorite subgenre in rock and metal? Well, favorite rock, maybe. Well, for rock, it'd maybe be classic rock. Maybe for metal, it'd have to be either maybe new metal or thrash or metalcore. Wait, no. Oh, yes, yeah. I don't know. Good question though, but for number one, that's too tough for me. Favorite Korn song. My favorite Korn song changes a lot. Maybe I'd go with "Make Me Bad," but that's a tough one though, because they have a lot of great songs and a lot of songs that definitely compete for number one for me. Even songs that are not even released as singles too. If you were to play guitar, would you play electric or acoustic or bass? Oh, electric for sure. Beats headphones or Bose headphones. I think I've only used Bose headphones maybe once, but I've used Beats more, so I guess I'll go with Beats. Favorite music artist from your childhood? Crud, man. Korn or System of a Down, maybe. What's the best way to get rid of toxic women entirely? Oh boy, what a question that is. Well, I haven't dealt with many toxic women. Yeah, I guess, yeah, lucky me, I know, but I guess block them however you can. Block them on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. When it comes to like actual life outside of the internet, I don't know. Pepper spray? I don't know. That's a good question, Max. That is a good question. Coffee or tea? Tea. I drink neither, but if I had to choose, I'd go with tea, though. Who's your all-time favorite band? Okay, so my favorite band has changed a lot over the time. There was a time where it was Linkin Park. There was a time where it was Aerosmith. There was a time where it was Van Halen. And then there was a time where it was Rush. Nowadays, I don't really have a favorite, so yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I don't have a favorite. Dream job. I don't know. I'd like to be some sort of critic, probably. That'd maybe be my dream job. Maybe critiquing either films or albums. I think that'd be a cool dream job. I think that'd be kind of cool doing it for some sort of maybe magazine or like online source, like maybe like Loudwire or Metal Injection or something like that. If you had to take only 3 albums with you and you were stranded on a desert island, what albums would they be and why? Meteora has to be there for me because it was an important album for me, and I don't know where I'd be with my music taste without that album. So I have to have Meteora in there. Moving Pictures by Rush, because I mean Rush is so amazing. I have to have one of their albums in there. I mean, that's just without question. For the final album, man, this is messed up. Maybe Ride the Lightning by Metallica. I don't know. Man, that's so tough. So many albums I'd put as a Desert Island album, like Angel Dust by Faith No More. And I'm sure pretty much everyone who's watching right now has probably have not heard that album. Please change that. Please check out Angel Dust by Faith No More. It is such an amazing album. Maybe it's different from most of what you already listened to, maybe, but please check it out after this video. But yeah, that's a good question. But I know Meteor by Linkin Park and Moving Pictures by Rush would have to be Desert Island albums for me. But anyways, those are all the questions. I hope I was informative enough. Hopefully my answers were good enough for you guys and all that. But yeah, thanks for all the questions. Thank you again for helping me reach 200 subscribers. And it'll be interesting to see where the channel continues to go. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and a like, subscribe, have a nice day, and take care.